Hello, I'm Tux from Gworks Toys, and today I'll be walking you through installing the first Studio Series 86 Sludge upgrade kit from Nonnef Productions. This is a slightly older kit, but we wanted to create an instruction video anyway, especially as it will also be relevant for a new kit that will be paddling its way into the store, and our hearts, very soon. We also recommend you do not try and assemble the kit without following the instructions, especially when it comes to the feet. The kit includes a blaster, sword, missile, knee joint fixes, Dino mode neck hole fillers, and replacement feet that fold up into the big hole in the dinosaur mode chest, rather than hanging down from underneath his body. The swords come in both clear orange or red colours, as shown here. This video mostly features the orange version, but they both assemble the same way. First, let's deal with the smallest parts, the spacers for the knee joint ratchet. Carefully cut these away from the back of the feet. You may find it easier to cut the feet off first, along with the sprue, to get better access to the part, and then clean up afterwards. If you watch, we hold one finger on the part to make sure it doesn't fly off when it's cut away, but we're also very careful to keep our fingers away from the blades. You can also see us just clean up the back of the toe here afterwards. You'll need to unscrew Sludge's thighs to get at the ratchet, and this is a little bit easier if you unfold the shin parts first, like this. This is the silver ratchet part. You need to slide the gold part snugly inside the hole. It should be a pretty tight fit. Reassemble the thigh, and then do the other side. Again, it can be a very tight fit. Here we also had to clean up a little bit so that the thigh joint could properly reassemble over it. As you can see, he's now got good, stiff knee joints. Now for the other small parts, the neck hole fillers. Watch very carefully and make sure you are cutting the neck fillers, not the pegs that are needed to assemble the feet. Again, we hold a finger over the end of the part to stop them flying off when they're cut, but again, be mindful of your fingers and where the nipper blades are. The neck fillers are slightly angled at the end, as you can see here. Make sure you insert them the way that you think looks best. If you make a mistake, it is possible to adjust the position with a small flathead screwdriver, and even lever it out if you're careful. With that done, let's install the feet. Before you cut anything off the sprues, while the manufacturing process should make it impossible for the feet to be misassembled, please carefully compare the parts you've received to these ones here. If anything seems wrong, do not try and disassemble it yourself to swap any parts around. Take a picture of them and contact the store. The rivets are not the same type of pins as Hasbro figures use, and you will break your parts if you try and remove them. With that very important warning out of the way, let's get to work. We're cutting off the parts to assemble one side first so that we don't get them mixed up. If you copy this exactly, that should help stop you from getting confused during assembly. Pay attention to the position of the hinged part. You will need to move this to assemble each new piece. Look for the socket on the inside here to make sure that you've got the correct part. Move the hinge up now to plug in the next piece. Now, let's add that golden toe part we removed earlier. Make sure you have the one with the holes on the correct side. Then you just assemble the other half on the underside, making sure to peg them both onto the hinged piece. Then you do the same thing again for the other side. The original Sludge toe pieces can unclip easily from the hinge. You can see here which direction the socket has a gap. Pull in this direction and they should come off easily. You clip the new toe pieces back into the same hinged part, just how the originals were attached. Let's move on to the sword now. It's very simple, but especially if you have a clear orange blade, you may wish to trim away this edge here. Carefully, using a very sharp X-Acto or similar craft blade, cut away from yourself. The sharper the blade is, the cleaner the finish you should get. Then, just assemble the handle around the base of the blade. The blaster is just two halves which peg together. These might be a tight fit. The 3mm peg on the end is also blast effect compatible. The missile is also two halves, which peg together. they can then be fitted in the end of the original launcher part. Now he's fully armed. His 5mm shoulder sockets can hold whichever blaster he doesn't have in his hands. You can see, again, that his knees are much more stiff now. Let's put him into Dino mode and see the difference the new feet make. By the way, you transform him exactly the same way as with the original feet, except that once everything is in place, you fold the toes up into the underbelly, so everything looks flush like this. Again, you can use the 5mm sockets on his shoulders to hold both blasters in Dino mode. Here's that red sword, by the way. It is possible to store the sword inside the Dino belly, although it relies on you having the rest of his parts clipped together very firmly. You can just slide the blade up between the feet and legs on the underside, and it should stay in place with friction. And that's the first Nonnef Sludge upgrade set. Like we said before, another upgrade is on the way, as well as a conversion set which should be paddling onto the scene any time now. In the meantime, feed the algorithm like you would a dinosaur at Jurassic Park. Carefully, and from arm's length, never taking your eyes off of it. Keep your wits about you while you click the like, subscribe and notification buttons, and if rampaging dinos don't get you, we look forward to seeing you again soon.